Hello and welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy this story. I'm going to try and upload a new story each day. The Ominous Overture. Once upon a chilling night in the small town of Harmonsville, renowned composer Victor Holloway found himself immersed in the enigmatic world of the supernatural. Victor had earned his fame for composing captivating and haunting melodies that sent shivers down the spines of audiences worldwide. Little did he know that the music he would soon create would be far more terrifying than anything he had ever imagined. One gloomy evening, Victor received an unmarked package at his doorstep. Intrigued and slightly unnerved, he unwrapped it to find a weathered leather-bound manuscript and a note that simply read, "Compose, and they shall play." The manuscript bore an eerie title, The Ominous Overture. Its pages were filled with musical notes that seemed to dance across the staff in a sinister choreography. Victor, unable to resist the allure of the mysterious score, took his place at the grand piano in his dimly lit studio and began to play. As the first haunting notes echoed through the room, a strange energy filled the air. The temperature dropped, and shadows seemed to elongate ominously. Unseen eyes watched from the corners of the room as the composer's fingers moved, guided by an otherworldly force. As the last note of the overture resonated, an ethereal mist materialized, coalescing into the ghostly figures of an orchestra. Translucent musicians, each wielding phantom instruments, filled the room. The conductor, an apparition with hollow eyes, raised an unseen baton, signaling the commencement of a performance beyond the realm of the living. The haunting melodies of the spectral orchestra invaded Victor's senses, sending shivers down his spine. The music was both beautiful and horrifying, as if it held the secrets of the afterlife. The ghostly musicians played with a fervor that transcended the boundaries between life and death, and their spectral wails reverberated through the studio. Victor, now caught in the grip of the supernatural, could not tear himself away from the malevolent symphony. The relentless tempo and dissonant chords drove him to the brink of madness. The ghostly conductor's eyes bore into his soul, and Victor realized that he was not merely an audience member but an unwilling participant in the spectral performance. As the music reached its crescendo, the studio walls seemed to close in. The ghostly orchestra intensified its haunting melody, wrapping Victor in an inescapable cocoon of terror. Shadows danced on the walls, taking grotesque forms, and the temperature plummeted to an unnatural cold. Desperation clawed at Victor's sanity as he struggled to break free from the ominous overture. He frantically searched for a way to end the spectral performance, realizing that the only way to silence the malevolent orchestra was to confront the ghostly conductor. Summoning his courage, Victor stood up and faced the ethereal figure. The conductor's hollow eyes bore into him, and with a chilling whisper, it spoke, "Compose, and they shall play for eternity." In a moment of clarity, Victor understood the true nature of the cursed composition. The only way to break free was to compose a counter-melody, a composition that could disrupt the spectral orchestra's grip on the living world. With trembling hands, Victor began to play a new composition, a hauntingly beautiful piece that weaved through the malevolent overture like a silver thread. The ghostly orchestra hesitated, its spectral forms flickering as if caught in a discordant dissonance. Victor poured his soul into the counter-melody, each note resonating with determination and defiance. The studio trembled, and the ghostly conductor's grip on reality wavered. The air crackled with tension as the living composer battled the supernatural forces that sought to claim him. As the last notes of the counter-melody faded, the ghostly orchestra let out a mournful wail, and the spectral figures dissipated into the darkness. The temperature returned to normal, and the shadows retreated, leaving Victor alone in the now silent studio. Exhausted and shaken, Victor realized the price of his curiosity. The mysterious score, the ominous overture, and the malevolent orchestra had taken a toll on his soul. The experience haunted him, and he knew that the echoes of that spectral performance would linger in his music and his nightmares for the rest of his days. From that day forward, the small town of Harmonsville would whisper about the haunted composer and the enigmatic score that summoned a malevolent orchestra from beyond. The ominous overture became a cautionary tale, a reminder that some melodies should remain untouched, lest they open a gateway to the darkest realms of the supernatural. Victor Holloway, forever changed by the haunting encounter with the spectral orchestra, withdrew from the public eye. The once celebrated composer became a recluse, haunted by the echoes of the otherworldly performance. His once grand studio, now a chamber of shadows and whispers, bore witness to his descent into madness. As Victor secluded himself, the mysterious manuscript that had sparked the malevolent overture remained an enigma. The townsfolk, still intrigued by the tale, avoided the composer's residence as if a malevolent presence lingered within its walls. One fateful night, a young and ambitious musician named Emily, drawn to the allure of the supernatural, ventured into Harmonsville. Fascinated by the rumors surrounding Victor Holloway, she sought out the reclusive composer in hopes of unraveling the mystery behind the ominous overture. Guided by the whispers of the townsfolk, Emily found her way to Victor's decaying mansion. The air was thick with an otherworldly tension as she hesitantly approached the ominous abode. With each creaky step, she felt the weight of the supernatural history that clung to the building. Upon entering the studio, Emily discovered the remnants of a once grand piano and faded sheet music scattered across the floor. The room seemed frozen in time, a melancholic testament to the maestro's descent into darkness. The ominous overture still hung in the air, an indelible presence that sent shivers down Emily's spine. Driven by a mix of fear and fascination, Emily uncovered the weathered manuscript. The malevolent melodies beckoned her, compelling her to play the cursed composition. As her fingers danced across the keys, the air thickened and shadows converged once more. To her horror, the spectral orchestra re-emerged, drawn by the irresistible pull of the ominous overture. The ghostly conductor, his hollow eyes fixed on Emily, raised an unseen baton, signaling the beginning of a performance that echoed with the tormented souls of its previous victims. As the haunting melody enveloped her, Emily struggled to maintain her composure. The supernatural forces toyed with her sanity, dragging her deeper into the abyss. The ghostly musicians played with an intensity that surpassed even Victor's experience, their spectral forms weaving a tapestry of despair. Realizing the peril she faced, Emily summoned all her musical prowess to compose a counter-melody, just as Victor had done before her. The ethereal battle between the ominous overture and her determined composition echoed through the studio, shaking the very foundation of the haunted mansion. The spectral orchestra resisted, their ghostly forms flickering in protest. The air crackled with a dissonant energy as Emily fought to break free from the malevolent grip. The ghostly conductor, his once hollow eyes now filled with fury, resisted the intrusion into his domain. In a final, climactic clash of melodies, Emily's counter-melody triumphed. The spectral orchestra let out a collective wail, and the studio fell into an eerie silence. The shadows retreated, and the ghostly figures dissipated into the darkness, leaving Emily alone, trembling at the piano. As the echoes of the supernatural struggle faded, Emily, like Victor before her, realized the irreversible mark left on her soul. The mysterious manuscript, not even more weathered, seemed to hold a malevolent sentience, as if it hungered for the next unwitting musician to fall into its trap. The town of Harmonsville, once again engulfed in whispers and legends, now had two haunted tales to tell: the tragic descent of Victor Holloway and a courageous stand of Emily against the malevolent overture. The mysterious manuscript, forever bound to the shadows, waited the next chapter in its cursed symphony, hungry for the unsuspecting soul that would dare to play its haunting melodies. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please don't forget to like, and even better, like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and I hope you have had a great day.